Good evening, and welcome to another Think About It Thursday. My name is Henry Dotson, founder of Our Journeys of Faith Life Coaching. So, welcome again to another Think About It Thursday. Today, we've been having some pretty strange weather here in Southern California. Some days it's sunny, then it starts to rain, then it gets cloudy, then it gets sunny again. So, I guess we're in that springtime where things are still shifting back and forth. I hope everything's going well with you. So, today on our Think About It Thursday, our Think About It topic is think about God's grace in revealing to you your life purpose. Are you grateful? Do you have hope? Are you honoring your calling by living with purpose? So, we're asking this question at this time because if you've been with us, you know we've been traveling along the spiritual cancer journey. And we're at a point now where we have gone through the worst of it. We've actually been through the road to recovery and we're back into our new normal. This is where we've no longer focusing so much on the care that we're receiving, but trying to readjust and get back to the way things were, at least some of the routines that we had gotten to in our normal lives, that we're trying to get back to that. Now, we've also said that we know that we can't ever really go back to normal. There are a lot of things that have changed since we started on this cancer journey. Some of those changes have been with us being our physical condition. Um, Maybe we have some different insights on things. So we're different people, but also the world that we left when we went on this cancer journey has also changed. Nothing stays the same. So the way things were before we went on this journey, life went on without us as we were focusing on what we needed to, which was our own health and well being. But now that we're back, we have to adjust to what's happening now. Some of the things have changed. The world certainly has changed in terms of politics and all of that, but your life situation may have changed. All sorts of things could have changed. So we've come back to this new normal with this new us, and we've taken with it the understanding that we have purpose that we have been revealed to us by God as we went on our journey. And we've taken the time now to develop ourselves and be prepared to move on that life mission and message that we were given while we were on our cancer journey and in the midst of dealing with active treatment. There are many of you who know that others, or maybe even yourself, that once you've been through something traumatic or some experience, that you have a new purpose. You have a new reason for getting up in the morning. As the French say, a raison d'être, a reason for being. And you have taken the time to prepare yourself to deliver that message, and you've been launched into it. You have had your release date, and so now you are ready to go out and live with purpose. So that's where we've come to with this Think About It Thursday. Is have you thought about God's grace in revealing your life purpose? And are you indeed grateful? Maybe not. Maybe you're thinking, oh boy, here's something else I have to do. But are you really grateful that God has shown you? Because there are many people who don't know why they're here or what they're doing. And so they're always searching. But through your cancer journey, God has given you a purpose that you can actually see. So that's the question. Are you grateful for that? And do you have hope as a result of it? And are you honoring your calling by living with purpose? So, as usual, we start off every week with our Mindset Monday. And Mindset Monday for what we said this past Monday was the instruction was to live with hope, live with purpose. Sorry about that. And so, what is that about? Living with purpose. Well, Whether you are starting your life mission because you have recovered from your bout with cancer and are thriving, or if you're on the road to glory because the prognosis is your cancer will continue to progress and take you to end of life, you should have the mindset that you will focus on living with purpose, because living with purpose doesn't have anything to do with the number of days that you have. It's what do you do with the days that you have? And the reality is that God has allotted us all a certain number of days. When we were at the end of the valley of dependence, which we talked about before, we entrusted our lives to God because we knew that only He was going to be able to direct our path. He is the master of our fate, although some people like to believe that we are the masters of our own fate. But at that stage, we entrusted our lives to Him and said, whatever your will is, God, whether I am to survive on this side of eternity or find my ultimate healing on the other side of eternity, I'm turning it all over to you. And once that happened, there was a transformation that took place in you spiritually and physically. And so after that transformation, that is what has started you on this path of living with purpose, be it no matter how many days we have remaining, be they long or short. So with that revelation, our life purpose is now very clear. And we should increase our faith, continue to trust God, and live life with purpose to fulfill His will in our lives. So that's what we talked about on Mindset Monday. We wanted to encourage you to live with purpose. The other thing that we do also is after Mindset Monday is we have our Tip Tuesday, where we find a quote that is appropriate for what we have set our minds to for this week. And so this week's Mind Tip Tuesday comes from Oprah Winfrey. And she, in her quote, said that there is no greater gift you can give or receive than to honor your calling. It's why you were born and how you become most truly alive. So, in her quote, we can see that it's a gift that you have received your calling. And it's a gift when you give your calling to others, because that's what your calling is all about. It's not about you, it's about how you can help others. And it's what God has called you to do. So her quote goes to that effect and saying that that's the reason why you're born. And it's how you become most truly alive. Because when you're truly living your purpose, you can feel and know that God is on your side, that He is steering your path because this is the path that He had put you on. So this is should be most encouraging to people who think that they have their purpose but aren't sure whether they should step out on that. I know that that means stepping outside of your comfort zone. And we talked a little bit about that before too, of stepping outside your comfort zone. But that's where all the blessings that God has for you are. And so it's an honor to be able to do that because you have clarity. You know what it is you're supposed to do. You've prepared yourself for what it is that you need to do. You've been released to do what you need to do by others who are also living their purpose and have observed you and recognize that it's your time. And so we have our Wisdom Wednesday that we follow that up with, which is scripture that supports this Mindset Monday idea of living with purpose. And we find it in 1 Peter 4:10. And it reads, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. So that pretty much lines up with what Oprah was saying. Maybe it was there obviously before she was, but it's saying the same thing, is that it's a gift and that you need to use it and you should use it to serve others. And when you do so, you're doing so as a faithful steward of God's grace in its various forms. So to be a steward means that you don't really own it, but you're in charge of it. You have custody of it for a period of time. And that period of time is your life. So God has graced you with a gift of your purpose, your time, your talents, those things that you have. You've been graced with those things to be stewards over them for the period of time that you have them, that He's given them to you. So you should be thinking that this was not given to me for my own pleasure and for my own reward. It's really to be a vehicle, an instrument through which God ministers to others. So you should use that gift of knowing what your purpose is with clarity and the preparation that you've made in being able to fulfill that purpose and to go out and to minister to others and do what God has intended for you to do. And so all of this leads us back again to our Think About It Thursday questions that we want you to think about. And that is, again, think about God's grace in revealing to you your life purpose. Are you grateful? Are you looking a gift horse in the mouth? Or are you grateful? Do you have hope? Hope comes from faith and knowing that God has a reason for your life. And so that should instill in you a sense of hope. So, because you have your life purpose, do you have hope about what is to come? And are you honoring your calling by living it with purpose? It's an honor. It's an honor. It's an honor to live with purpose in your calling. And so that's the question that is we raise to you tonight is, do you consider it an honor? At this stage in your cancer journey, you are at that point where you should be thinking more about what you have for others as opposed to what God has done to save your life or spare your life for this amount of time, and now focusing on others. If you happen to be on that road to glory and your days may be shorter, you still have purpose. God still has a purpose for your life. And he has revealed it to you, even if you know that soon you will be on the other side of eternity. There's still something that you can do. You still have purpose. You still have meaning. And oftentimes it's that you are setting an example for what it is to live through to the end of your days, trusting in God. How are you acting? Everybody has to go down that path sometime. And we're looking for good examples of how we should behave and who we should trust in. So that's part of your purpose. If you're on the road to glory and you know that, then part of what you're doing then is how do you live out your faith, knowing that the end of your days here on earth are soon going to um, be over, and you're going to transition to eternal life. And how do you do that? How do you manage that? And how you do that is part of the purpose that God has given you in the time that you have remaining, so that others may be blessed by seeing what you do. So I know that's not the greatest thing you want to think about. You want to think about the great healing, and that you'll have the testimony to give about the wonderful things that God has done. But the reality is that everyone does not survive cancer. But that doesn't mean that you don't have purpose. So again, are you considering it grace? Are you thinking about God's grace and revealing it to you? Are you grateful? Regardless of whether you're going to survive or not, are you grateful that God has given you and revealed to you your purpose? And do you have hope? Do you have hope for the promises that God has given to those who are faithful to Him, that He has a place already set aside for you? Jesus said He has gone ahead to prepare a place. So do you have hope? And are you honoring your calling with by living out your purpose? So Until next time, we want you to think about that, and we will meet again and discuss the next thing that we have on this cancer journey of faith. And we will see you next week. Take care and God bless.